My next guest, Angie Barnett with the Greater BB of Maryland, is going to also hit us with a 1-2 because these women today are really bringing it, and they've got awesome information and are great women in their own right. Let's welcome Angie Barnett, the president and CEO of the BBB of Greater Maryland. And for those who don't know, it's the Better Business Bureau. Welcome, Angie Barnett.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here, Janice. Thank you so much for this invitation. But it feels strange following Denise. What a great interview you both gave. It was just so inspirational. And the tone and tenor, you just wanted to be sitting at the table with you guys. So, man, I hate to have to follow that high. You set a high bar there.
Some days I don't know. But look, Angie, I appreciate that, and I love what you said. But look, you've got a lot going on too. So let's let everybody know who you are and talk a little bit about what the Better Business Bureau is doing today to help people during a pandemic. But first, here's a little bit. Your background includes 17 years experience serving in executive roles for nonprofit organizations. Your mission is to foster and build marketplace trust at the BBB. You have nearly 3,000 accredited businesses, and as such is ranked as one of the Maryland's largest business organizations. So what is today's BBB doing for that community?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a great question. And really what we want to focus on, there's two things. We want to focus today and talk a little bit about benefits to business, but we also are here both equally to serve business and consumers. So today our 104-year-old brand has moved over to an online tool. The online tool is designed to help consumers find businesses they can trust, as well as tips and information to avoid fraud and look at deceptive behaviors of businesses, etc. And for businesses, BBB is an online tool that helps them distinguish themselves or differentiate themselves from other businesses. Excuse me. Better Business Bureau did a survey, and we found 87% of consumers are willing to buy products and services from a BBB accredited business. And that is quite impactful. We know that BBB seal, and I always laugh, you're going to so appreciate this. I say this, our BBB seal, the logo that businesses bear is like the good housekeeping seal of approval. And I just always laugh because people don't say, hey, good housekeeping seal is like BBB's accreditation approval. But it is basically, it indicates to us and to consumers and sets businesses apart by saying, this is a business you can trust. And we know between the pandemic, politics, social issues, trust is plummeting. So that is what we do. We try to direct people towards trustworthy behaviors if you're a business owner and finding businesses you can trust if you are a consumer.
Wow, okay. Well, speaking of pandemic, it is an unpredictable year. That's one thing that is for certain. And so the 2020 holiday season is going to be a little different this year. It's hard to estimate how this pandemic overall is going to impact people during their holiday spending. But can you just share some tips or some ideas on how people can be safe but still support businesses in the middle of a pandemic during this holiday season?
Yeah, and I really think we want to start with what the businesses need to do. You mentioned, I think it's very true, that we are going to be looking at businesses having an increased online presence. Few people are going to be going into those brick and mortars, and when they do, they absolutely need to do everything that we are advised to do, from wearing a mask to social distancing, and those behaviors stay in any place of business, any time. But we also encourage consumers to consider, one thing, cashless and for businesses to consider giving that contactless payment option. That is so important because I don't want to be handling money that that the staff or employees of a business have been handling and coming from person to person. So that's one thing businesses and consumers can think about. Offering curbside pickup, I think that is critically important for businesses, is to look at ways they can innovate so that we don't have to go into the stores. I'm hearing that advice more and more. Even over the weekend, our country's health experts were saying, it is best if you can avoid going inside. So having that curbside pickup for retailers is just as good as what you can do for our restaurants. And it also helps save a little bit on shipping costs and other things when you're able to do that. And, I'm going to say the next thing I would consider when I'm looking at doing business with a business during the holidays is I really want to go back to that online presence to make sure that I'm doing business with a business who, first and foremost, if I'm shopping online, they're protecting my, one of their most important things is my data. And they're protecting my data, so when I put in a credit card, that information is encrypted, that the business, every business, small, medium, and large, they have those website security certificates that indicate that my information, when I put it in there, like my bank card or my credit card, that it's safe. That's critically important. They have clear understanding of shipping, refunds, returns. Think about it. And I don't know about you, but I'm praying everything or anything I got, I love and I keep, because I'm not going to go stand in line afterwards to return that item. So good policies that we can all see for refunds, returns, privacy policies, and most importantly, you and I both need to remember over and over, online shopping is great, but you got to make sure you're using a reliable website, that it's not a scammer just popping up a website attracting you to it. And we always use our credit cards. That's
wow.
Don't use your debit card when you're online shopping.
Oh, wow. That's really important to know. Okay.
I didn't mean to just go with a list, but there you go. There's some ideas that you and I as shoppers, but also business owners should consider.
And how do people find out more information about what the Greater Better Business Bureau of Maryland is doing and follow what you guys are doing? How do they do that?
Yeah, it's very easy, bbb.org, and bbb.org will allow you to look up a business. You can also click for consumers and find tips on holiday shopping, and for businesses, strong business practices.
All right. Angie Barnett, thank you for joining It's Janice today. Can't wait to have you back on and share some more tips with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, thank you for listening in to It's Janice today. I hope that this show was informative and you got something out of it. Thank you for listening. We're creating tomorrow's businesses on today. See you guys next week.
At night on the new 1010 WOLB.